Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? I'm Mystical, and I'm back from a so-called hibernation. We now have Christmas over, and we have a new year. So I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas and a great new year. I can certainly say I've had my fair share of break, and we are back to recording with some exciting new stuff ahead, and larger projects as well now that this place is actually basically complete. But what we're back to today is a news video where I'm going to get you guys up to date on the latest AR and VR news. So let's jump right into the video. The first piece of news that we have for today is unfortunately not going to be very good, and it's one that certainly annoyed me quite a bit over this break. I use the casting feature quite a bit, and apparently Meta is now removing the casting feature to Chromecasts. I actually am one of those people that is still able to cast from my Quest to my Chromecast, however only if I'm inside the headset. If I'm using the mobile phone app, I am no longer able to select a Chromecast device to cast to, which is incredibly annoying, because what ends up happening is I let a bunch of my friends play on my Quest devices, and I want to cast to the TV in order to guide them through the game or show them how to play, and I can't. And then I need to go on explaining to them exactly how to cast to the TV. Or even worse, take the headset off their head and cast to the TV myself. And then while I'm taking off the headset, the connection randomly terminates. It's great fun. Trust me. I guess what Meta expects you to do now is to first cast to your phone and then cast your phone screen to the TV, which, if you ask me, is a terrible idea. I mean, it introduces more latency as you're basically going from one device to another, and it also introduces another point of failure, along with the fact you will need to have the screen on and plugged in the whole time. This is now listed as unsupported on their website, as many users have pointed out, and to get some more information on this from the VP leading VR at Meta, he tweeted, "We really want it to work with 100% reliability, but it was not officially supported by Google. We're working on that too." I mean, if you ask me, it worked. Yeah, sometimes it lagged out, but sometimes casting from the phone to the TV lags out as well, so I think that's just a Chromecast thing. They could have just left it in its current form while they were working on stability. On some good news though, the Quest 3 is now the 4th most used device on Steam VR, which it has now surpassed the original HTC Vive. We have been seeing the Quest 3 slowly climb those Steam hardware survey lists for the last while, and now it is officially 4th on the list. The data point comes from the Steam VR hardware and software survey. It's offered to a random sample of Steam's user base each month. If you accept, it uploads a list of your PC specs and peripherals to Valve, as well as any headset used on Steam VR in the past month. What's interesting here is that the Quest 2 has actually dropped 2.58% from its highest point. Most of that, I would assume, probably went to the Quest 3. But yeah, of course, this is just my theory. This could be completely wrong. We have no information to prove that they aren't upgrading from something else or that these aren't completely new users, but I'm going to go ahead and say that quite a few people probably ended up upgrading from the Quest 2 to the Quest 3, even if they were just using it for PC VR, which a lot of users are actually using their standalone devices to just play PC VR, whether it's wireless or wired, because these are still the cheapest devices out there. Now, what could be even better for this potential VR market is the fact that the Quest 2 is actually staying at its lower price. People have been speculating what this could mean, as quite a few of you probably know. For the last few months, the Quest 2 has dropped down to a lower price of $250. And originally, this was only supposed to continue until the end of the year, but it seems like Meta has just left it this way. And people are asking, is this a clearance sale? To quote from Upload VR, in mid-November, Meta announced that for the rest of the year, the 128GB Quest 2 model will now be priced at $250, down from $300, and the 256GB model at $300, down from $350. But instead of the deal ending on New Year's, Meta announced that these will now be the official new prices. Refurbished units are available for even lower, at $230 for the 128GB model and $270 for the 256GB model. Additionally, Meta is cutting the price of 5 key Quest 2 official accessories. The Elite Strap will now be $50, Elite Strap with battery will now be $90, the carrying case $45, Active Pack $60, and Fit Pack $40. People are speculating that, you know, this could be them trying to get rid of all of their leftover Quest 2 units so that they can launch that Quest Lite that everyone has now been talking about. There's been renders, there's been speculation, and we have also talked about it before. A lot of people are hoping that this device will actually release, as those that weren't willing to upgrade from the Quest 2 to the Quest 3, possibly because of the price tag, are still looking for a cheaper option from Meta, possibly without those AR capabilities, as a lot of people still think that that is just a gimmick. It's going to be interesting to see whether this is actually what they're trying to do, or whether they're once again just making it more affordable. Oh, and here is some proof that VR is definitely not dead, as the Meta Quest app was #1 free iPhone app on Christmas Day, which A, shows us that quite a few people got new Quest devices for Christmas, and B, well, I think this speaks for VR as a whole. VR is definitely growing, and hopefully 2024 will be one of its biggest years yet. The Quest 3 was probably not what a lot of people were hoping for, as a lot of people were hoping for the fact that it would be a cheaper device, but for me, if you ask me, it was still definitely a major success. It has become my main device, and for what it offers, I think it's probably reasonably priced. And to quote from Upload VR independently verified that the app held the position on December 25th, and multiple screenshots posted to social media suggested it maintained that position until at least December 27th. This also happened on Christmas Day, 2021. So we're getting a repeat of exactly what happened the last time we had a big VR boom. As you could probably tell, this puts a pretty big smile on my face. Talking about big things for VR, I personally think this could be massive, and hopefully I will have more information for you guys on this in a little bit. But the UE VR mod is now out, and in case you don't know what the UE VR mod is, this is pretty big. Essentially, so many of your favorite UE games that you have on PC, UE being Unreal Engine, could now be playable in virtual reality, which essentially expands the VR library to so many more titles. A ton of YouTubers have already reviewed this mod, and I'm gonna post a few links down below for you guys to check out. To quote from Upload VR, if you've been in the consumer VR space since the early days, you might remember VorpX. We actually used VorpX in order to play Cyberpunk, but this wasn't the same thing. This essentially just made the game stereoscopic and allowed you to use the headset as a mouse. Definitely, I wouldn't compare the two. PreyDog's Universal Unreal Engine VR mod goes much further than VorpX ever did, providing engine-level true VR support with positional headset tracking in almost any PC game made with Unreal Engine 4.8 and above, including Unreal Engine 5. UE VR essentially forces the game to enable Unreal Engine's built-in VR rendering capability and hooks into engine-level entities such as the camera, the player controller, and in-game objects such as weapons. The UE VR experience isn't the same as intentional VR support, of course. You won't be able to swing a sword or manually reloading firearms, nor will you be able to directly interact or pick up ammo and loot with your hands. But UE VR can still be a great way to play many games with much better production values than most made-for-VR titles. In case you want to read more of the article, I will leave a link down below, and hopefully also I will have more information for you more in depth on this mod in a future video. I mean, this opens up so many gates on so many different levels. The Snapdragon XR2 Plus Gen 2 is a higher-end chip for the Samsung Google headset and more. Qualcomm has just announced the XR2 Plus Gen 2 chipset, and that is a higher-end variant of the XR2 Gen 2 chip used in the Meta Quest 3, with the GPU clocked 15% higher and the CPU clocked 20% higher. The new chip also supports higher resolution display output, up to 4.3K per eye at 90Hz or 3.7K per eye at 120Hz. That compares to up to 3.1K per eye at 90Hz or 2.7K per eye at 120Hz for the base XR2 Gen 2. Finally, the chip includes support for up to 12 concurrent cameras, compared to up to 10 on the base XR2 Gen 2, to enable headset with a plethora of face and eye tracking sensors. To be clear, this isn't a successor to the XR2 Gen 2 that debuted just 3 months ago. It's a more premium option for higher-end priced headsets, including those designed to take on the Apple Vision Pro. And that's probably exactly why this chipset is probably what we're going to see inside Samsung's new device. As you know, that's coming up, and that is a headset I'm super excited for, with all the OGs working on it together. Samsung, Google, Qualcomm, I mean, you know, Google Cardboard, Samsung Gear VR, and Qualcomm making chipsets for basically most of the standalone VR devices that we have right now. So this is definitely one that I am very, very excited for. In case you want to read the full article, links will be down below. As the Apple Vision Pro is getting closer, we're getting more information from patents. Okay, scrap all of that. The Apple Vision Pro launch date has now officially been announced. The Apple Vision Pro is coming to stores in the US on February 2nd. The pre-orders for this headset will open next Friday, and the headset will be exclusively available from Apple's US web store and physical Apple stores in the US. Pre-orders will open at exactly 5 a.m. PT on January 19th, next Friday, and Apple previously said the Apple Vision Pro will come to other countries later in 2024, but hasn't yet confirmed which countries this will include. So I'm not entirely sure when it will come to countries like Poland. Not that I would be able to get my hands on it anyway, because of this insane price tag. Apple revealed today that the $3,500 base model has 256 gigabytes of storage. While the company hasn't explicitly confirmed, higher storage models will be offered and uses the pricing language starting at, which strongly suggests it. Apple also revealed that the optical inserts from Zeiss will be available for $100 for readers and $150 for prescriptions. So there you guys go. In case this is a headset that you're interested in, and in case you are going to be purchasing it, you will be able to start your pre-order on the 19th. As I always say, I'm excited for the Apple Vision Pro. Even if I am not the largest fan of the walled garden that Apple creates, hopefully if they succeed in the market, other companies will see that it is actually viable. And Apple does tend to release products that are polished. So I'm just going to hope that when they release this headset, it will be the most polished VR headset out there, and people will just fall in love with it, right? I mean, that'll be good for the VR market in general. And the accessory that we were going to talk about in this segment, Apple has also revealed the alternative Vision Pro head strap will be included in the box, which is nice to see, considering from what I understand, companies are now removing things like chargers from the box. This alternative head strap will essentially add another strap on the top of your head, going from left to right instead of from front to back, hopefully allowing for better weight distribution on the head. I know a lot of people prefer this design, so it is nice to see Apple giving people options and really wanting to make this experience as comfortable as possible, hopefully making them want to stay in virtual and augmented reality and buy future products that will be to come. But yeah, it is nice to see that this will be included in the box, and these articles will of course be down below in case you want to read more. That was breaking. As in breaking news. I am a huge fan of AR glasses and I can't wait to see more of these start coming out, but the X-Real Air 2 Ultra are true AR glasses powered by the Samsung Galaxy S23 or the S22 via USB Type-C. So once again, we're getting more glasses powered by phone. But I mean, if you kind of route that cable through, I don't know, the back of your shirt and plug it into a phone that's already in your pocket, it's not that big of a deal. Since 2022, X-Real has focused on its Air line of media glasses, which until now all lacked positional tracking. The X-Real Air 2 Ultra is the official successor of the Nreal Lite. It promises true AR with the ability to place virtual objects in your real environment and not just a floating overlay. The X-Real Air 2 Ultra can apparently generate a 3D mesh of your room, as the Meta Quest 3 and high-end AR devices like the Magic Leap 2 can. In addition to scene meshing, X-Real is also promising hand tracking, permanent spatial anchors, and arbitrary 2D image tracking from a tiny little device like this. That's a lot. Just looking at product images, this looks like something that you could wear outside and not be completely ridiculed. It doesn't look too big, it doesn't look too bulky, and it actually might be comfortable for an extended period of time. And all of this is just might, because I don't have this in my hands, and I probably won't, to be honest, unfortunately, because I don't have a Galaxy S23 or an S22. Hopefully they're going to expand that compatibility list in the future, and I might be able to get my hands on these. And this is the beginning of everyday AR glasses, hopefully, okay? Anyway, this is where we're gonna end it before I go rambling on. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day or night, wherever you guys are in the world. If you guys like this video, please do leave a like. If you disliked it, I guess this one works too, but let me know why down below. If you guys are not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and our Reddit down below. We now also have a Minecraft server in case you guys want to join that. Ezzy from our mod team very kindly created that for us, so much love, Ezzy. Thank you so much for creating that. And on the Discord, you can actually communicate with people in that Minecraft chat. Thank you so so much to all the Patreons supporting this channel as well. You guys are amazing, and thank you to anyone else supporting the channel in any way, shape, or form. As usual, if you guys want to be notified of future content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack the subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you in the next video. Peace.